Her name is Hannah, and she has epilepsy. That's a story told by a small segment of the population. It is about more than an affliction. It is about a perception.
There's still a strong stigma that exists around epilepsy. You hear a lot of different stories today still about how people are treated either in their own community, even in their family. A lot of people don't want to even tell people closest to them that they might have it.
That's why they are trying to change that, one school district at a time. The key is to educate the educators first, as in let teachers know what it all means.
People are nervous. I think teachers get nervous sometimes because they want to do the right thing all the time. And when you have 150 kids coming in and out of your classroom all the time, but they realized when Hannah would seizure that they did know what they were doing.
Because if you are a parent, you want to know your son or daughter will get a fair shot to live a good life. That's what Hannah has. Diagnosed in kindergarten, they have seen it all unfold.
We have a saying, it is what it is, and we just try to work the best that we can. And Hannah's had seizures just about everywhere you can think of, in the Metrodome, Target Center, bowling alleys, birthday parties, school, you name it, she's had a seizure there. Because the thing about epilepsy is you don't know when seizures are going to strike. And so the only thing you can do is be prepared and always be cognizant of what the plan would be if she did have a seizure there.
See, Hannah is also a classmate, a friend.
Hannah is a very outgoing person. She likes to have fun. She's very down to earth. I met her in choir and she's a very caring person. If somebody gets hurt, she's always the first one to be, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
There we go. Epilepsy is not a sentence, it is a condition. University of Minnesota head football coach Jerry Kill knows all too well. He too has epilepsy.
It takes a long time to educate people on that, and you know what? It takes a long time to be educated because growing up and you'd see something, and what do you do as a kid? You go, oh, what's going on there? Yeah. And I think we've all done that, But now you see it, and you're on the other side, and it's a good education, but don't judge people, and don't treat them right.
That's what they are doing through Hannah in these classrooms, making sure that the entire student body understands her condition, and in so doing, understands epilepsy.
So seizures, or epilepsy, students with those, is one of our main 4 medical conditions that we see in school. So our health service staff work with, when we started this project, about 580 kids that we knew that had seizures. Across the district of about 40,000 kids.
On a day late in the school year during music class, they got a first-hand look when Hannah went into seizure.
And the kids were notified about that by myself and by Hannah at the very beginning of the school year, that this might happen and what to do in the process and so forth. But you saw who stepped up and wanted to help and wanted to lead and wanted to care for Hannah. And all of them were very respectful when it happened.
The fact they took action before there was a difficult episode changed the game. And it is a challenging game, to be sure, living every day with the stress of uncertainty.
It's definitely layers deep, even knowing people in the business community that going on a business trip, and if you're the sole wage earner, that's very frightening, because it's very frightening for the person to go to sleep in a hotel room by themselves. They don't want to be caught not knowing. The whole element of not knowing when the next seizure is going to happen is frightening.
But there is hope. Coach Kill is one of many who have learned not just to live with it, but to deal with it, to not give in to it, to choose a resiliency that many do, and in so doing, win a personal battle.
Because I'm telling you, there's a ton of successful people that have epilepsy. A lot more, guys that are CEOs, a lot of people. Now, they don't say much about it because people are feared that they'll lose their job. Yep. But there's a lot of people out there that are quiet, and I certainly understand that, but are very successful.
Hannah is trying to figure out what can be in her life, to try and find more freedom through independence.
My wife and I just have one kid. So we spend a lot of time, with her and trying to normalize life as much as possible. She has aspirations. She wants to live independently. She wants to get a job. She's hoping someday to have a family, and she's just plugging away. We talk about time is probably her best asset right now.
That starts not with her condition, but her attitude, her outlook, her approach.
She loves to read. She hates to miss school. Volunteers. I don't know, Hannah's a very special young lady.
The ongoing mission is to allow people to be curious but not intimidated by the situation. Once you understand, you are not scared, you are not overwhelmed.
A lot of people don't want anyone to see them when they're in that vulnerable state of having a seizure and they have no control of what's going on. So when one person can step forward and say, this happens to me, but I'm okay and I'm still doing well, it helps others accept what's going on with them.
Because maybe one day they will find a cure. But in the meantime, there are dreams to be lived out, a world to conquer.
We want people to come out of the closet, so to speak, if they live with epilepsy, and let people know in their neighborhoods that it's all around. And we need to put more time and effort into research, because there's a lot of people like Hannah that are desperately waiting for something good to happen to them.
Life to the Max is brought to you by LifeTouch, photography for a lifetime.